Welcome back to FRC Forecast. I'm your host Angel, bringing you the latest for REEFSCAPE Week 4. Before we take a dive into our latest round of predictions, let's take a look back at our Week 3 featured events. Congratulations to Griffin, who had the most accurate predictions for the Week 3 featured events. Don't forget that you can join in and make your own predictions with the fun FRC Pick'em League. More information on our Discord Chief Delphi website. For now, let's jump right into the forecast.
This video on fun is brought to you by our viewers, supporters, members, and also in partnership with the following. Earn up to a $5,000 sponsorship for your team or $2,000 individual prize when you provide a video submission to the Altair Global Student Contest at altair.com/contest. You can build better robots faster with Altair tools and provide multiple video submissions for the contest. Download Altair tools for free. Scan the QR code or go to altair.com/contest for further details. Build your alliance with so many other FRC alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information.
All right, let's head on over to the U.S. Northeast, where we have Ari, who will be covering our first featured event, the WPI New England District event, as well as the UNH District event, and as well as the Rhode Island Regional. Then we'll transition to Jeff, who will be covering our second featured event, the FMA Ben Salem District event, as well as the FMA Warren Hills event.
We're headed up to the New England District to talk about some of the teams that have made New England one of the greatest districts to watch this season. For our featured event this week, we're headed to Worcester, Massachusetts to get into some of New England's high-scoring robots, high-powered event. This event has the highest EPA of any event that's happening in New England this season. And it sort of lends itself to New England's schedule moved around a lot this year. And this is the sort of centralized mid-season event that was the most sought-after first choice, and it is making it a battleground of second-play teams with time in between events. There are a ton of powerhouse teams facing off with big names and even bigger wins. With a mean EPA of 28.3 and a top 8 EPA of 37.2, this is the event to watch this week. For a preview of what New England District Champs will look like in just a few weeks, and also how this game is going to be played at such a high level. For our first lock, we have Team 125, the Neutrons. They had a fantastic start to their season. As the rank 1 and winners of Greater Boston, they took home the win and the Impact Award. They seeded first with a ranking score of 5.08, a whole 11 ranking points above the next highest seed. Their robot this year is designed for this game. They can pull up to the middle of whatever reef side they're on and score on both the left and the right depending on which coral chute they place the coral into. Their robot is designed to play this game. It's designed to get ranking points, and you can be sure that they will. However, people are going to be looking to pair up with them as well, and this is the team that I expect to pair up with 125 Neutrons. Our first contender, if anyone's going to pair up with them, but if anyone else could upset them, it would be the team that's won every single one of their 3 events this season. 190, Gompy and the Herd. Winners of the official Week 0 event, Southern Maine, and the URI District event. 190 has had a rapid rise to fame this season. And with the highest EPA at this event, they're sure to lead the charge of great teams this weekend. They've got a really interesting robot. They're designed for the Coral RP and also for the Barge RP. Their climb is the fastest I have seen in FRC this season. And it is really weird. If you get the chance, check that robot out. Look at that climber. It's not the normal every bot. They've got sort of like a grappling hook action that they deploy, and it is working for them. Definitely expect them to seed high and have a dominant performance at this event. However, someone that has faced off against 190 within the last week and gave them a run for their money, taking them to 3 matches in the finals, we have our next contender, 88, TJ Squared. They headed up the finalist alliance at URI. They are the team that knows 190 best at this event. They took the Powerhouse Alliance to 3 matches. They put up a high score of 176 points in the process, and 88 has the second highest EPA of any team at this event, with one of the best robots in their team history. I mean, 88 is a team that you talk about in New England all the time, but you're always kind of worried, like, They built a really weird robot and it's going to break in some strange way, but this year they have been on point. They have really figured out the mechanical complexities of their system, and I'm excited to see them take to the field for the second time. Our last contender is Team 1768, Neshoba Robotics. They were the winner of URI. They paired up with 190 and won the event. They had a nice bounce back after their last event, and we'll see if that extra on-field time for their third event is enough to topple these top alliances. Finally, we have our dark horse, Team 9644, Neo Robotics. They had some issues at Granite State, but they pulled it together to captain a powerful third seed. They have a ramp on the back. They have a back ramp intake with a coral shooter, and they're a team that I had never heard of before. They compete in New Hampshire, and I was really excited to see their number come up as one of the teams to kind of look out for at this high-powered event. They have some improvements that they've needed to make since Granite State, but they have had the time. Definitely a team to look out for to make a deep run at this event, which we'll really be seeing come together, and we'll see some unique strategies. So absolutely the event to watch this weekend. Tune in to WPI District. Also in New England this weekend, we have the UNH District. Our contender for this event that we're going to highlight is Team 6328 Mechanical Advantage. And you might be saying, they're a contender only? They're one of the best teams in New England consistently every year. And yes, you'd be correct. But this year, they have had a little bit of trouble getting started and being at that level that we've come to expect Mechanical Advantage to be at. But I think this is the event that they pull it together. They did pull it together for finals at their previous event. And we've seen a lot of updates in their thread recently, software updates, mechanical updates. And this event, I think they're all going to pull it together, and it'll be a really great run for 6328. And finally, rounding out our Northeast region, we have the Long Island Regional. One of the longest running events in New York, the Long Island Regional hosts a variety of teams, some from upstate, most from downstate, as they face off for one of those coveted regional champs spots. Our lock this week is 5736, Kingsman Robotics. They had an absolutely phenomenal debut at the Hudson Valley Regional a few weeks ago. This is a robot unlike anything they've ever built. This is the best robot in their team's history. They have a 3 coral auto, and they hit it pretty consistently. They're going to be the best team at the event and the team to watch. They've already qualified for champs based on regional points. Very great for the regional point system. I love that. I love that they don't have to fight for this champ spot. So definitely a team to watch this weekend.
Hey everybody, here we go. The forecast for the 2025 Ben Salem FMA District event. First up, we're going to have our lock team, Team 9015, Questionable Engineering. QE has been on the upswing since their rookie year in 2023. The robot is performing very well with a wide human player funnel and a super consistent 2-piece auto routine. Earlier this season, they took the finals series to 3 matches with our first contender of the Ben Salem event. The Questionable Engineering group has a robot that just does the thing. Elegantly simple and extremely reliable. If they can keep the robot running well, this event is in the bag for the squad out of Jersey City. Our first contender is going to be Team 103, the Cybersonics out of Kintnersville, Pennsylvania. The Cybersonics have been applying a certain level of creativity to their strategies over the last few seasons. In 2024, they were one of the first FMA teams to pioneer the passing note strategy, and this year is no exception. While most teams are focusing on the reef, 103 is putting major resources towards perfecting their algae game, with the hopes of clearing reef areas for their coral-centric partners and converting those algae into barge points. If the Cybersonics debut a cage climbing mechanism, they will be a force to be reckoned with, come Sunday. Our next contender is going to be Team 365, the Miracle Workers, coming from Wilmington, Delaware. Mo had a great showing in Week 2 at Seneca, taking home a silver finalist medal as members of the Third Alliance. The Miracle Workers machine includes a very capable side-by-side dual game piece scoring mechanism, as well as the quintessential Mo green paint job. But the crown jewel in the 365 toolbox is the endgame mechanism, which allows the Mo machine to be engaged and off the ground, completing a deep climb in under 5 seconds. Our final contender is going to be Team 316, the Lunatics, from Carneys Point, New Jersey. 316 had a rough start in Week 1 at Hatboro, but have committed themselves to fine-tuning their robot's infrastructure to play to their strengths. There is a rumor that 316 will be shelving their ground intake for now in favor of a simplified, more consistent human player load approach. Coupling a highly efficient scoring mechanism with a three-piece auto routine, they have been hammering away on for the last few weeks, and the Lunatics have a very potent combination of functionality. Finally, our dark horse is going to be Team 484 RoboForce. 484 is known for taking their time to get things humming early on in the season, with the ability to throttle up once they find their groove. They played through to match 10 as part of Alliance 5 in Seneca in Week 2, and could be poised to put their foot down on the gas pedal even harder in the later half of this season. That's going to be it for our FMA Bensalem District forecast. Good luck to all the teams competing this weekend in Bensalem. Here comes the forecast for the 2025 FMA Warren Hills District event. First up, our lock team, Team 8513 Sisters First. The 8513 team took home a blue banner in Mount Olive earlier this season, ranking second and playing from the First Alliance. Expect Sisters First to only get better as they learn how to really maximize their robots' efficiency. For our contenders, we're going to have Team 1676, the Pascack Pioneers, Team 3142, Aperture, as well as Team 834, the Spartex. And finally, our dark horse for this event is going to be Team 1640, Sabotage. 1640 has a robot with tons of functionality. If they can work through a few gremlins, this 1640 machine has the potential to completely sweep this tournament. Best of luck to all the teams competing this weekend in Warren Hills.
Thanks, everyone. Now we head on over to the U.S. Southeast, where we have James, who will be covering our first feature event, the Orlando Regional, as well as the PCH Statesboro event. Then we'll transition over to Griffin, who will be covering the CHS Alexandria and Blacksburgs events. Then Evan will take over, covering the first North Carolina, Mecklenburg, and Pill County district events. Finally, we'll finish off with Justin, who will be covering the first South Carolina, North Charleston event.
Starting us off in the Southeast this week, we're going to be talking about the PCH District Statesboro event. Our lock for this event is going to be Innovation Robotics, Team 8866. Not only are they the only team who has competed at 2 events already, but they've won both of them. Our first contender is going to be 2974 Walton Robotics, winner of the Dalton District event. Our next one is going to be 1648 G3 Robotics, finalist at the Dalton event. And our final contender is going to be 6340 the Marist Manatees, who got 3rd place at the Gainesville District event. Rounding out the group is going to be our dark horse, Team 4188 Columbus Space Program. Last year they didn't get any robot performance banners, and they haven't gotten one yet this season, but they're looking to improve since they've already punched their tickets to state champs thanks to a chairman's win at their first event. That's it today from Statesboro, and we're looking forward to see how everybody does at the event. Next up is our featured event for the Southeast region, the Orlando Regional. With 52 teams, this will be the smallest Orlando Regional since 2007. The smaller size, as well as the change to Florida's event schedule, could make for some interesting results. Since South Florida has been a week 1 since the pandemic, its move to week 6 may lead to some teams coming in with less practice than they traditionally have at Orlando, especially teams from the southeast quadrant of the state. That being said, our lock will be a team from South Florida, as well as somebody competing for the first time this season, 180 Spam. Despite not competing in Tallahassee, so being a little behind their contemporaries on field time, Spam has been playing in the finals of every event they have attended in Florida since 2016. This year is looking to continue that trend, as 180 has built a very fast robot capable of scoring on all 4 levels of the reef, as well as scoring algae in the processor and the net. Their ground pickup will make defending them much more challenging, and with a rumored deep climb, Spam may be a true threat to get all 3 bonus RP in every match they are in. Everybody in Orlando can only hope that they don't make an enemy out of Team 180 this year. For our contenders, we'll be starting off with Tallahassee Regional Champion, 386, Team Voltage. Voltage had a stellar performance at Tallahassee with 13 wins, 0 losses, and only 1 tie. Voltage is looking to continue to ride that momentum to another banner in Orlando. 386 has accurate coral scoring, repeatable deep climbing, as well as a reliable 2 coral auto. This consistency is what made them the number 1 seed in Tallahassee, and will continue to help them in Orlando. Next up in our contenders will be Voltage's alliance partner at the event and Hall of Fame team, 1902, Exploding Bacon. 1902 is playing quite a different game than the rest of Florida, opting for quick algae removal, fast L3 and below cycling, quick ground intaking, and a reliable deep climb. 1902 may be the perfect complement for all the fast L4 cyclers expected at this event. Our final contender will be Team 179, Children of the Swamp. Despite an early exit in Arkansas, 179 has won Orlando for the last 3 years and shouldn't be overlooked this year. I have it on good authority that they have pivoted away from a feeder station strategy to a ground pickup for coral. With these improvements and the adding of a ratchet to their deep climb, 179 may just make it 4 in a row at Orlando. The final team we're going to talk about is our aptly named dark horse, Team 801 Horsepower. Horsepower had a stellar showing at their first event last year, winning the Smoky Mountain Regional. And this year's robot is looking like it might be able to replicate that early season success. With a fast elevator and coral station intake, 801 might just be the surprise of the Orlando Regional. That's it for Orlando. Looking forward to see not only how all the teams do at this event, but across REEFSCAPE, as we have now crossed the halfway point of the season, and teams should be looking towards what's going to happen at Champs or at their district championships.
It's the final week of competitions in Chesapeake, and teams are looking to secure their spot at district champs. Up in Alexandria, expect to see 9072 Tigerbots lock down this event after a near-perfect event in Pasadena. Looking to fight the Tigers for the top spot is Impact winners 5338 Robo Loco, Ground Intake Bot 836 Robo Bees, and consistent Coral scorer 2534 Lumberjacks. One team to keep an eye on as a dark horse is the algae shooter design of 1885 Comet Robotics, whose unique design straight out of 2014 propelled them to the 5th seed at Severn. With many other strong teams coming to this event, it's really up in the air who will take home the prize. Traveling down I-81 will take us to the Blacksburg event. This event's lock lies in 422 MechTech Dragons, who just dominated Portsmouth with phenomenal driving and a sleek and fast elevator system that will give you PTSD on the clicking up and down as it scores each coral. Looking to contend with the Dragons are Hall of Fame Team 1629 Garrett Coalition, Glen Allen finalists 8592 Newton Squared, and event hosts 401 Copperhead Robotics. A dark horse to keep an eye on at this event is durable and fast coral scorer 540 Talon, whose quality design could easily sneak in a lot of points if paired with a strong L4 coral bot. After all is said and done, it'll be intriguing to see who wins and who all secures a spot at district champs, and I can't wait to see it all unfold.
The FNC Mecklenburg is one of North Carolina's newest competitions and has quickly become one of the most competitive. Even though this is a Week 4 event, we still have several teams that have not yet competed in REEFSCAPE. My lock for this event is, of course, Team 9496 Link. Link is without a doubt the best team here, as they have achieved an EPA of above 70, which is incredible for North Carolina. My contenders for this event are teams 587 the Hedgehogs, 8738 Slice, and 5727 Omega Bytes. My dark horse for this event is Team 2724 Avalanche, as they are a new veteran team that was the 5th Alliance captain at Asheville, and they performed quite well. The FNC Pitt County event is another newer North Carolina event, but is still looking to be action-packed. At this event, we also have a decent share of teams who have not yet competed. My lock for this event is Team 4561 the Terabytes, a team that has traditionally been one of the top in NC. Coming close behind them, we have our contenders, teams 2059 the Hitchhikers, 9008 G-Force, and Team 3737 the Roto Raptors. My dark horse for this event is the bright orange team 6004 F of X Robotics. This is a team that has traditionally been around the middle of the pack, but they seem to be stepping up their game this year with a robot that can do almost everything in REEFSCAPE. I think they'll end up performing quite well at the Pitt County event.
Our first event in Hartsville saw this week's lock come in ranked second and take the win. It also saw a couple of kitbots rank high as Alliance captains of 4 and 5. I believe the name of the game at North Charleston is going to be consistency, so these picks may sound a little bit controversial, but here it goes. My lock is going to be 4451 Robots Garage with a strong auto and consistent scoring. My top two contenders are 281 and 342, both with West Coast Products inspired claws. Contender number 3 is 343, only because they are coming here with some changes that could slow them a little bit early in the event. However, I still expect to see them in finals. My dark horse is 1287 Aluminum Assault, who is a little bit slow, but very consistent. I think they're going to pick up the speed and be in the fight for sure. Back to you, Angel.
Great predictions, everyone. Now let's head over to First in Michigan, where we have Barsha, who will be covering our featured event, the First in Michigan Troy event. Then we'll also be covering the West Michigan event and the Woodhaven event. Then we'll move over to Luke, who will be covering the LSSU event, the Mason event, and the Saline event.
First in Michigan is set for an exciting weekend, 6 events unfolding later this week. First up, we're diving into the Troy District event, where some of Metro Detroit's strongest teams are gathering to compete. Historically, the Troy District event seems to favor Alliance 1 during the playoffs, with Alliance 1 taking home the blue banner for the past 3 seasons in a row. With history tending to repeat itself, many teams will be shooting to fill the spot of Alliance 1 captains. My lock for this event is 33 Killer Bees from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. They dominated the Ferndale event, ranking first and taking home the blue banner. They demonstrated some great speed in removing algae off the reef and scoring it into the barge, not to mention their spectacular 3-piece L4 coral auton. They might be foreign to the Troy event, but I fully expect the Killer Bees to be one of the top scorers at this event, potentially even ranking first here. But we do have some strong teams ready to challenge the Killer Bees. Our first contender is the hometown team, the 226 Hammerheads. They ranked first at Lake City earlier this season, showcasing strong L4 scoring capabilities and the ability to nearly fill the entire top row, and a 2-piece L4 coral auton. I expect them to be hungry for a blue banner this event, especially since they are on home turf. Next up, from Pontiac, Michigan, is 469 Los Gorillas, who went undefeated in qualification matches at Wayne State. They ranked first and finished as event finalists. The robot has the ability to remove algae while attempting to score coral, which is going to be crucial at this event. They've been on the rise for the past few seasons. With this strong momentum and their ability to multitask, they'll be aiming to seal the deal with a blue banner at this event. Our final contender from Rochester, Michigan, we have 201 The Feds, who captained Alliance 5 at the Mount Pleasant District event. They impressed with a 2-piece coral auton and solid L4 scoring, already holding an Impact Award banner. They'll be looking to add another blue banner to add to their collection at the Troy District event. Up next, I would keep an eye on 9776 Gator Gears from Swartz Creek, Michigan, who are my dark horse for this event. With just one full season of experience, they ranked 6th at Kettering Week 1 and captained Alliance 4 in the playoffs. They displayed consistent L1 scoring during qualification matches and some strong defense during playoff matches. They could make a crucial impact in deciding the Troy District event winners. And with that, best of luck to all the teams competing at the Troy District event this weekend. Next up, we're heading to Allendale, Michigan for the West Michigan event. My lock is 2767 Strike Force, who claimed the blue banner at St. Joseph as Alliance captains. My first contender is 6002 Robotics, who ranked second at Battle Creek and took home a blue banner. Other contenders include 862 Lightning Robotics and 6548 Perry Rambots, who ranked 10th at St. Joseph. My dark horse is 6114 Hamilton Cyberhawks, building strong momentum and making a playoff appearance earlier this season. And with that, best of luck to all the teams competing at West Michigan this weekend. Next up is the Woodhaven event. My lock is 3620 Average Joes, who ranked second and took home the blue banner at St. Joseph's. Challenging them is my first contender 3414 Hackbots, finalists at Ferndale after leading Alliance 6 in the playoffs. Other contenders include 2620 The Titans and 6081 Digital Dislocators, who ranked 10th at Battle Creek. My dark horse is 8280 K9 Robotics, who are steadily improving and were finalists at Ferndale. With that, best of luck to all the teams competing at Woodhaven this weekend.
All right, heading way up north in Michigan to the LSSU event. I've got Team 4391 Brave Bots as the lock. They won this event last year, and they've already started off their 2025 campaign with a win at Escanaba as the captain of the number 1 alliance. Heading over to contenders, I'm going with Team 4967, that one team, Our Next Engineers, Team 2586 Copperbots, and Team 857 Superior RoboWorks. For the dark horse, I've gone with Team 10505 NASA Techmos. Good luck to all the teams that are competing this weekend at LSSU, and try to stay warm. Heading on over to the First in Michigan Mason event, I'm going with Team 8608 Alphabots as the lock. They've already won an event this year that I picked them as a contender, and I see no reason why they're not going to lock down this event and sweep the field. Heading to the contenders, though, I've got Team 4776 Scotsbots, Team 51 Wings of Fire, and Team 1481 The Riveters. For the dark horse, I've gone with Team 10349 Pontiac Firebirds. They're the sister team of 51 Wings of Fire, and they had a very impressive first event, ranking 5th and captaining the number 4 alliance. So I think they could end up crashing this competition, but we'll just have to wait and see. Good luck to all the teams competing at Mason. Heading on over to one of the heavyweight events this season in Michigan, we've got the First Michigan Saline District event. For the lock, I'm going with Team 27 Team Rush. They've got the 27th highest EPA worldwide, which is just funny. They've got the 17th highest nationwide and number 1 EPA in Michigan. But they've got some tough contenders to fight along the way. Starting us off, we've got Team 67, the hot team. Up next is Team 5460 Strike Zone, and rounding us out on contenders, I've got Team 1076 Pie High Samurai. Heading over to Dark Horse, I've selected Team 1, the Juggernauts. Juggernauts are coming off of a Blue Banner season after a 13-year drought, and they had a pretty successful competition at Kettering, being the first pick of the number 8 alliance, and I think they have a shot to keep growing off of their rebound from last year, but we'll have to wait and see how this one falls. Good luck to all the teams competing at Saline, and let's head on back over to Angel.
Thanks, everyone. Let's head on over to the U.S. North, where we have Nick, who will be covering our feature event, the Central Illinois Regional. Then we'll head over to Dan, who will be covering the Seven Rivers Regional. After that, we'll have Adam, who will come in for the Finn Lafayette event. And then we'll finish off with Alex, who will be covering the Greater Pittsburgh Regional.
Thank you, Angel. The Central Illinois Regional is coming up this weekend. With the second highest mean EPA for the week, it's shaping up to serve as a deep event. With that being said, let's dive into the teams I think will perform especially well in this event. My first mention is my lock, or a team I very firmly expect to win. For this, I had to go with 2481 Robotics. They have the 7th highest EPA in the world right now and put up a 5.58 ranking point average at the Arkansas Regional in Week 2, the highest I'm aware of from that early in the season. With their quick coral ground intake, swift deep climb, and zippy elevator, their scoring potential is immense. All of this is why they're my lock for the Central Illinois Regional. That leads me to my first contender, or a team that I expect to do well, but don't hold quite the same level of certainty for. My first pick here is 1756 Argos. They have an active streak of winning this event 5 times in a row and have appeared in the World Championship Division Finals 6 times in the past 8 seasons. With their overall manipulator directly reaching the ground to pick up coral before taking them up to score anywhere on the reef, and a quick deep climb for last second points, they're definitely sitting well in contention as this event kicks off. My second contender is 5847 Ironclad. They just posted a robot reveal that showcases a robot that can quickly reach for all the scoring locations and score coral and algae in every way that this game allows. Their reveal appears to show a skilled drive team able to quickly bring the robot in for scoring, which plays such a crucial role in a team's performance. While they don't appear to have a climb, their swift scoring abilities make me believe that they'll be a high scorer in this event and do very well later on. my final contender is 1138 Eagle Engineering. They're coming all the way from the LA area, or nearly 5 times farther away than anyone else attending, and they seem poised to crank through this event. Their robot makes use of a sort of rod manipulator, which is able to flip around to collect coral from the coral station in 2 different orientations, and also able to flip algae right off the reef. They showed these abilities at the Ventura County Regional, serving as the 3rd overall pick while swiftly whipping coral to their desired branches and scoring points on that cage. All this together leads me to expect great things from them as this event gets underway. Finally, my pick for a dark horse is going to be 4213 Metal Cow Robotics. They've had strong seasons in the past, making it to Einstein in 2022 and winning regionals on the #1 alliance then and in 2023. However, they struggled a bit in 2024. It looks like they're back up to power this season, and in week 2 at the Central Missouri Regional showed off a robot that has a quick elevator to move its mechanism throughout the different levels, though they had some trouble with alignment that ranked them a hair lower. They've had a week and a half since then to improve, and I'm expecting to see them do well through this event. With that out of the way, let's move on to Dan to talk about the Seven Rivers Regional up in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Take it away, Dan.
Next up is the Seven Rivers Regional in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Our lock for this event is going to be 3197 Hexhounds, who had an impressive Week 1 performance in Duluth. Looking to take home the event and challenge Hexhounds, qualifying for the championship event themselves are going to be our contenders, 2194 Fondy Fire, 8744 the Leviathans, and 4009 Duluth DNA Robotics. Our dark horse for this event is going to be 6381 Red Raider Robotics. This team has been steadily increasing over the past few years and showed off at the Sussex Scrimmage Week 0 and has made some upgrades since then. I'm looking forward to seeing these teams compete, as well as everyone else attending this event, and wish them all the best of luck competing this weekend.
Welcome back to the FinFam for the Lafayette District Event Forecast. With 42 teams, including 5 of the top 10 state EPAs, scores are sure to be high and rankings fierce. Starting off with our lock, it's Team 7457 Super Duper Robotics, hoping to have a similar performance to Mishawaka. Diving into our contenders, first up is Team 1741 Red Alert, who were finalists in Kokomo last weekend. Next up, it's Team 4272 Maverick Robotics, and our last, but certainly not least contender, is Team 461 Westside Boiler Invasion, who were also finalists at their last event. Lastly, our dark horse is Team 447 Team Roboto. Roboto was a quick but strong support robot in Mishawaka, choosing to spend much of their matches focusing on algae, allowing their teammates to more easily fill the reef. That wraps it up for the first Indiana Lafayette District event. Good luck to all teams, including our 7 rookies competing this weekend. Now let's turn it over to Alex to hear more about the Greater Pittsburgh Regional.
Up next, we've got the Greater Pittsburgh Regional, where 54 teams will be competing to punch their ticket to the World Championship. First, for our lock, we've got Team 694 Stipulse, who competed Week 2 at the Hudson Valley Regional and are currently ranked 45th in the world by EPA. This team is going to be looking to take it even further in Week 4 as they compete for another blue banner. Another team to contend with, 694, is going to be Team 3539, the Biting Bulldogs from Michigan, who competed at the Berrien Springs District event and took home a finalist medal. 2 teams that are also going to be contending with at this event are going to be Team 4145, the Warbots, and Team 5667, the Digital Eagles. Both of these teams will be competing for the first time this week, but had excellent showings in the 2024 season, with Team 4145 being a finalist at Pittsburgh last year and Team 5667 winning the Miami Valley Regional last year. A contender and a dark horse for this event is going to be Team 2399, the Fighting Unicorns, who competed at the ultra-powerful Arkansas Regional in Week 2 and are going to be looking to take it a step further to punch their ticket to the World Championship. Good luck to all the teams competing this weekend.
Thanks, guys. Let's head on over to the international stage, where we have Emma, who will be covering our featured event, the Ontario University of Waterloo event, as well as the Ontario North Bay event. Then we'll head over to Lino, who will be covering the Regional Laguna, as well as the Regional Brazil São Paulo event.
Welcome back up north for some insight on this week's Ontario District events. Starting off with Water, 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 Loo, 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 the University of Waterloo District event. With 30 teams from all over Ontario competing, this will be an action-packed weekend. In that coveted locked spot at the top is Team Dave 3683. With a strong showing at their first event, I have no doubt they will bring their A game this weekend. In Week 2, Team Dave went on to win the Niagara College event with Alliance 1 captains Team 2056. Looking to add to their 2025 Blue Banner collection, I'm excited to see what they've upgraded in practice since their last event. Their robot already boasts a very impressive 4-coral auto with a smooth and precise placement on the reef. With the ability to collect algae and place it in the barge, this bot leads the event EPAs with an 80.8, placing them second in Ontario and 7th in the world, according to Robotics. Team 4039 Makeshift is our first contender for this event. As finalists of the Niagara event, their robot has what it takes to go all the way. With their rainbow paint job, you can't miss it when they're on the field. This colorful robot has a consistent 3-coral auto, can place coral on all levels, remove algae from the reef, and climb on a deep cage. While my next contender hasn't competed yet this year, based on their history and previous performances, I am confident they will be contenders for this event. Team 4678 Cybercats are known for their efficient and optimized machines, picking up 4 autonomous awards in the past 3 seasons. I can't wait to see what they come up with. My third contender for this event is Team 4917 Sir Lancerbot. Competing just last weekend at the Durham College event, they had not had much turnaround time. Their fast cycles and consistent deep cage hang make this team an excellent contender for the Waterloo event. I love how they utilize their elevator movement during auto to remove algae from the reef as well, saving time and making space for later on in the match. And finally, my dark horse for this event is Team 9098, the Firehawks. As the captains of Alliance 3 at the Newmarket event, they bowed out of playoffs after a tough loss of Match 13. This robot can do it all. With precise coral placement and an incredible deep climb, this team is definitely one to keep an eye on. Good luck to all the teams competing at the University of Waterloo event this week. Moving either further up north, let's check out the North Bay event. My lock for this event is Team 4946, the Alpha Dogs, followed by 5409, the Chargers, my first contender. These two teams won the Newmarket District event together as Alliance 1. They've already proved that they have what it takes to win a Blue Banner this year. I'm confident we will see them both in the finals. My second contender on their third event of the season is Team 610, the Crescent Coyotes. With an EPA of 47.7, Statbotics has them ranked 13 in the district. This clean-looking robot is sure to turn heads. The third contender of North Bay is Team 4152, Hoya Robotics. Finalists of the Newmarket event and right on 610's tail with an EPA of 47.7. This robot easily dances around defense to collect coral and place it on the reef. And last, but certainly not least, my dark horse is Team 8081 UMEI Robotics. This event will be their first of the season, but their performance last year tells me this bot will be one to keep your eye on. That's it for my predictions. Stay warm and good luck, everyone.
Regional Laguna is the final celebration of robotics in Mexico, hosted by Peñoles, and in Prepatec of Torreon. Many robots will give it their best on this last dance. For our log, we have 4400 Robotics Peñoles, who just won Regional León. Their robot is solid this year and has been a trusted ally to any alliance it's on. Their autonomous is amazing. For our contenders, we have 4403 Rolt, who won the Monterrey Regional. 6702 Stingbots, who did a deep playoff run in León. 9134 The Bold, who ranked well in Arizona North. Finally, our dark horse is 5526 Type C Peñoles, who will do their debut in this event. Type C usually brings out a great robot that should play a critical role in any alliance it lands on. Back to back, from one Regional Brazil to another, we are now in Sao Paulo. For our luck, we're gonna begin with 7563 Megazord. They were ranked 1 at the Brasilia Regional last week. They made a solid robot. They won winners, and they also won engineering inspiration for that Kling Bling. For our contenders, as a number 1, it's 1860 Alpha Bots, who were ranked number 2 on the last regional. As our second contender, we have 9199 Sharks, who won the regional with Megazord. Finally, as our third contender, we have 7567 Octopus, who were finalists at the last regional in Brazil. Our dark horse is going to be 9219 Ninetales, who I think has a really good chance of surprising everyone at the competition now that they are playing their second event.
Thanks, everyone. Our next group of forecasts takes us to the U.S. South as well as the PNW district, where we start off with our featured event, the PNW Auburn event covered by Entree, as well as the PNW Wilson event. Then we'll head over to the Greene County Regional covered by Scott, as well as the Heartland Regional. Finally, we'll finish off with Tassif, who will be covering the First in Texas, Fort Worth, and Houston events.
For our next event, we are headed to Auburn High School in Auburn, Washington, D.C. You guessed it, the Auburn District event. This event is the biggest event to look out for here in the Pacific Northwest. 6 of our 36 teams here are top 20 EPA-wise in the district. We have 6 blue banners earned this season alone, and 2 top 100 teams worldwide make this event something very, very special. Returning to the field from last year, we have all 3 of our champs. Team 3070, Team Pronto, 3663 CPR Robotics, and 5295 Alternating Current. For teams competing at this event, although the Blue Lions doesn't think this event is hosted at a 7-Eleven anymore, your scouts still might want to stock up on some energy drinks for the scouting meeting since there's a lot of great teams to add to your pick list. Starting off with the lock for this event, Team 2910 Jack and Bot would be no surprise to see at the top of our rankings come Alliance selection. With the 13th best EPA worldwide, with our most recent competition being Week 2, you can expect to see great improvements from the Pacific Northwest powerhouse. Jack and Bot, famously having a very similar robot to Jack and the Bot, albeit in 2023, showed off their crazy coil cycles, violent climb, and phenomenal ground intake at their Sammamish event, Week 2, and their performance was not even close to their ceiling. For our first contender at this event, this has to go to Team 2046 Bear Metal from Maple Valley, Washington. The Jack and Bear duo is one of the most scary matchups we could see here in the Pacific Northwest. We saw this alliance not only at our district championships in 2024, but also in 2023 and 2019. For those reasons, their team is expected to shine at this event. 2046 is coming off of their Week 3 event win at the Bonnie Lake District event where they won their second blue banner, and now as they head to Auburn, their goal is to burn points and take home their 3rd banner of the season. For our second contender, we are looking at the returning champs themselves, Team 3663 Cedar Park Robotics, CPR, who plans on bringing some life to this event. Team CPR, who is our 3rd team at this event, coming straight off of an event win, is looking like they want to shock the field this weekend. At the Clackamas Academy event in Week 2, they showed off their crazy elevator with an arm, as well as a deep climb with coral cycles unmatched by other teams. Finally, our last contender, we will be visiting Team 1318 Issaquah Robotics Society, who may also be known as the IRS. Team 1318 is the team that inspired FRC to make REEFSCAPE in the first place. In 2021, they won the game design competition with their game Operation Outpost. 1318 has also had an incredible showing at the Sundome District event, Week 3, where they finished as finalists at that event. For our Dark Horse at this event, my choice goes to Team 2412, the Robotoads. 2412 is not usually known for their robot performance, as they focus a lot of their resources on impact-level projects, but this year the robot is looking absolutely phenomenal. The Robotoads have also been known to trend in the middle of the pack, but bump up to a powerhouse team in the past. For example, in 2023, the Robotoads had par performance at their district events, but at the district championship they went all out where they played triple offense and elimination rounds, bringing them to round 5 match 13, sending the infamous 2910-2046 duo to the lower bracket. With all that being said, Team 2412 is a team that all your scouts should keep an eye out for. Good luck to all teams competing here at Auburn. Expect this event to be a window of what is to come at the Pacific Northwest District Championship come Week 6. At the Wilsonville District event in Wilsonville, Oregon, we get to see an exciting final Oregon showdown full of top teams from the Beaver State. Our lock for this event will be going to Team 3636, the Generals. As an Open Alliance team, we have gotten an opportunity to follow this team from the start to present, seeing their scoring robot evolve from idea into a competition-winning machine. For our contenders, we have chosen Team 957 Swarm, 3674 the Cloverbots, and Team 5468 Chaos Theory. Finally, for our Dark Horse, this is going to Team 6443. Aimbot came into the season with an interesting pivoting elevator with wrist design. While it wasn't to its fullest extent at their Week 2 Clackamas event, they've had 2 weeks to tune it and perfect this amazing concept of a robot. Good luck to all teams competing at the Wilsonville District event this weekend.
This weekend, 42 teams will gather at the Expo Square Pavilion in Tulsa, Oklahoma for this year's Green Country Regional. My lock for the event is going to be Team 3937 Breakaway from Searcy, Arkansas. With their pivoting elevator and a ground coil pickup, I think it gives them just a little bit of an edge over their alliance partner and captain from the Arkansas event, who is my first contender. It's going to be Team 6424 Stealth Panther Robotics from Nam Noster High School in Nam Noster, Missouri. Another capable robot scaling all 4 levels. I think 6424 could give 3937 a run for their money when it comes to being the winner for this event. Our other contenders are going to be 2383 the Ninjaneers from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and 1561 the Roboducks from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Finally, my dark horse for the event is going to be Team 2352 Metal Mayhem from Ada, Oklahoma. Moving on to our next event, 36 teams will gather at Mill Valley High School in Shawnee, Kansas for the Heartland Regional. My lock for the event is going to be Team 1730 Team Driven from Lee Summit High School in Lee Summit, Missouri. My first contender for the event is going to be Team 1108, Panther Robotics from Paola High School in Paola, Kansas. Having already competed at the Arkansas Regional this year, 1108 has a simple elevator mechanism and a climber that should allow them to come out of the gate quickly at this regional, having already competed. The other 2 contenders for this event, we have Team 1986, Team Titanium from Lee Summit West High School, also in Lee Summit, Missouri, and Team 5013, the Trobots from Park Hill High School in Kansas City, Missouri. My dark horse for this event is going to be Team 1847 Wrath from the Kansas City Public Schools in Kansas City, Missouri.
Heading over to the Fort Worth District event, we have 36 teams competing at this event. With my lock being 3005 Robochargers coming off with a win at Week 1 Waco, they're coming into Fort Worth to get their second blue banner under their belt. With my first contender being 9418 Pasta Bots, coming just short in the Belton District event Week 2, they were finalists of that event. So now they're going to come to Fort Worth looking to get their first blue banner of their career. For my next 2 contenders, I have Team 2848 Rangers, who had a great showing at Plano, and 6672 Fusion Corps, who had a great showing at Waco. Both teams had a bit of a rough start in qualifications, but they had a great showing at playoffs. But they're going to come into Fort Worth with that energy to make it to finals of Fort Worth. For my dark horses, Team 5431 Titan Robotics, who had a rough showing at Plano, but they're coming into Fort Worth with an improved robot and updated programming. So good luck to all teams competing at the Fort Worth District event. Heading over to the Houston District event, we have 32 teams competing at this event. With Team 118 being my lock, they have a total EPA of 85.5, number 5 in the world, and already have 3 blue banners under their belt. They're coming to Houston to get their 4th. My first contender being 3847 Spectrum, with an undefeated record so far from the Belton District event. They're coming into Houston to keep that streak alive. Team 10118 Robonaut Everybot, being the best Everybot in the world, they have just yet make it to finals, so they're coming to Houston to make their first finals appearance. Team 5414 Paradox had a really rough start at the Belton District event, but after much improvements made over these past 2 weeks, they're going to come into Houston with a perfect comeback. With my dark horse being 10014 Rebellion, making their first official appearance at the Plano District event, they're coming into Houston to make a showing. Good luck to all teams competing at the Houston District event.
Thanks, everyone. Finally, we head on over to the US West, where we have John, who will be covering our featured event, the San Francisco Regional, as well as the San Diego Regional, the Arizona East Regional, the Colorado Regional, and the Hawaii Regional.
A big regional happening in California for Week 4 is going to be the San Francisco Regional. In years past, the San Francisco Regional has been very, very competitive, and we can see that likewise happening for this upcoming week. Of the 41 teams competing, we have a lot of returning faces that a lot of people might expect to win. For instance, my lock has been chosen to be 5940 Bread, who are not only the Silicon Valley Regional winners this year in Week 3, but they also won the San Francisco Regional last year. They are a very, very high-scoring team, and in their regional win earlier in Week 3, they actually had a record of 16-1-0. Very impressive. But to contend that position for the win at San Francisco, we're going to introduce you to my contender of 8033 Highlander Robotics. They actually were the runner-ups last year at the San Francisco Regional, and this year at the Orange County Regional, they were ranked 3rd and making it well into playoffs for this year. I believe that the Highlander Robotics brings a lot to the table in terms of contending that championship because they're able to score in the mid hundreds and effectively play offense to all degrees. Another contender that I have for this regional is going to be Peninsula Robotics, 6036. And they have always shown up to the San Francisco regional as well. Earlier this year, they played in week 1 the Canadian Pacific Regional, ranked 8th. And they are also another team that can effectively score in the hundreds range, providing excellent gameplay as well as an effective offensive strategy. Now, my final contender for this event is going to be 5817 Unirex, where they have shown very, very strong talent in this season as well. They went to the Wainimi Port Regional earlier this season and ranked 13. And they are also capable of scoring in the hundreds range, meaning they can effectively score on all levels of the reef, as well as provide defense when necessary to make an effective alliance. But not this all comes down to also a dark horse that's going to be introduced, which is BreakerBots 5104. I believe that this team has the potential to make it to playoffs, deep into playoffs, and maybe in finals, because they're able to demonstrate an effective second pick. And earlier in week 1, they played at the Pinnacles Regional. They're ranked 12th, but became an alliance captain and played 3 matches into playoffs. Not only are they capable of holding their weight, but they are also able to score effectively, scoring in the hundreds section as well. I believe that the San Francisco Regional, nonetheless, does not disappoint when we analyze these teams in the forecast, but we can expect to see some excellent gameplay and look moving forward into the middle of the season in 2025. So good luck to all the teams competing at the San Francisco Regional this season. And the next regional is the San Diego Regional, held in the sunny side of Southern California at the University of California, San Diego. My lock for this event is going to be 3255, the Super Nerds, followed by 3 contenders, the 6995 Team Nomad, 4738 Patriobots, and 3128 the Aluminum Narwhals. The dark horse I've chosen for this event is Team 1538, the Holy Cows, as they have always done very, very well at the San Diego Regional, not only being a Hall of Fame team, but actually earlier this season, they placed 10th at the Orange County Regional with consistently high scoring gameplay. So I believe that they will be the dark horse to erupt in this event, but good luck to all of the teams competing in the San Diego Regional this upcoming weekend. And next up is the Arizona East Regional, where a lot of teams from the previous Arizona North Regional earlier this season will be returning to attend. My lock for this regional is going to be Team 4415, Epic Robots, followed with 3 contenders, 9432 Team 8-Bit, Robot Dolphins from Outer Space 5199, and 5026 Iron Panthers. I've chosen Degrees of Freedom, Team 6413, to be the dark horse of this event because they've always consistently done well at this regional in years past, and earlier this season was ranked 15 at the Arizona North Regional, consistently providing and contributing to high-scoring games. Good luck to all the teams here competing at the Arizona East Regional this weekend. And the next regional after that is going to be the Colorado Regional, held at the University of Denver in Colorado. We are going to go with Brute Force 2240 for my lock of this event, followed by 3 contenders of Prepatech Horus 6348, the Highlanders 4499, and Upper Creek Robotics 1619. I've decided to choose Pinball Pride 6510 as my dark horse because they have always been placing very well at regionals, and especially in this season, ranking 4th at the Southern Cross Regional, and I've always done very well in years past for this event. So good luck to all of the teams competing in the Colorado Regional this upcoming weekend. Another very exciting event happening in the Week 4 section is going to be the Hawaii Regional, held in Honolulu, Hawaii. The lock I've chosen for this event is going to be the Hawaiian Kids 359, followed by 3 contenders of 4270 Crusaders, 2443 Blue Thunder, and 7632 on Kang Robotics. I've chosen Team 3882 Lunas to be the dark horse for this event, as they have placed very well in the past at this event. But not only that, they've also ranked really highly earlier this season at the Los Angeles Regional, ranking 8th as Alliance Captain. So good luck to all the teams competing at the Hawaii Regional this weekend.
Well, that's it for this episode of FRC Forecast. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below on who you think the locks, contenders, and dark horses are for your events. Don't forget, you can also get on the action with the Fun Pick'em League. Submissions due Wednesday. For now, I'm Angel. You're watching FRC Forecast.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to stay up to date on future fun videos. Build your alliance with so many other FIRST alumni who go to Kettering University. Every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. Kettering co-ops are a fully immersive working experience at the leading edge of industry. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible programs and to get more information. Earn up to a $5,000 sponsorship for your team or a $2,000 individual prize when you provide a video submission to the Altair Global Student Contest at altair.com/contest. You can build better robots faster with Altair tools and provide multiple video submissions for the contest. Download Altair tools for free. Scan the QR code or go to altair.com/contest for further details.